Morning, guys. We're on Hebrews chapter 2, and we're going to start reading from verse 1. But before we do that, I'm just going to read from Revelations, just to put a bit of context to what the angels preach, because we're looking at angels and their message, their place in this life, and also how they're ministering spirits, but also how Christ is far superior to them. But in Revelation chapter 14, verse 6, we see a little bit of this message. Then he says, "Then I saw another angel flying directly overhead with the eternal gospel to proclaim to those who dwell on earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. And he said with a loud voice, 'Fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him who made heaven and earth and sea and springs of water.'" And so the angels point, like we said last time, directly to God, and the message is that we worship the Creator God who made everything. Another angel, a second, followed, saying, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, she who made all nations drink of the wine, the passion of her sexual immorality." And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives a mark on his forehead or his hand, he also will drink of the wine of God's wrath, poured full strength into the cup of his anger, and he will be tormented with fire and sulfur in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." And so great warnings here that the angels are bringing, warnings of judgment, warnings to turn and worship God. Verse 11, "And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever, and they have no rest day and night, these worshippers of the beast and its image, and whoever receives the mark of its name." Here is a call for the endurance of the saints. And so there's a call that the saints endure through persecution, through hardships, that they remain focused on Jesus. For those who keep the commandments of God and their faith in Jesus. That's what it's about. Faith in Jesus and obedience towards God. And we need to endure in that. So just a message that the angels gave in Revelation. And now we start Hebrews 2 verse 1. "Therefore we must pay much closer attention to what we have heard, lest we drift away from it." And so there's a warning that we heed what we hear. We pay close attention. "For since the message declared by angels proved to be reliable, and every transgression or disobedience received a just retribution." And so the wages of sin is death. You will receive the penalty of your sin. There is consequences, and so heed the warning. Judgment will come. Those bowls of wrath will be poured out on the disobedient nations. So just going down to verse 3, "How will we escape if we neglect such great a salvation?" The salvation received by faith, believing in Jesus, is a great salvation. It rescues us from sin and judgment. It was first communicated through the Lord and was confirmed to us by those who heard him. And so through Jesus, he brought the message, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. Come to me and be saved." It was proved by the apostles. They also brought the message. And then it says in verse 4, "While God confirmed their witness with signs and wonders and various miracles and gifts of the Holy Spirit distributed according to his will." And that's verse 4. And so this message of the gospel, proclaimed through angels, proclaimed through the apostles, which are the disciples, proved through not only what they've said and what has come true, but also proved by the fact that they had power like Christ over demons, over death. The apostles raised from the dead like Christ raised from the dead. Over every disease and sickness, the apostles healed. And so in every way, they proved that they were from God, and that this message is from God. And therefore, we need to heed this message, because it's a serious message. And if we don't heed it, we will then fall under the judgment that we started with, that we read in Revelations. God bless.